Welcome back to my channel. My name is Garrett and thank you for watching this video. In today's video, I want to talk about potential ways that you can try to manage working as a seller with a low appraisal. Obviously, this is not a perfect scenario for any seller trying to sell their home. If an appraiser comes in much lower than what they were asking for the home, what likely the buyer made an offer close to and settled on a price. And an example might be, let's say you list your home with an agent for $200,000 and the buyer comes along with their agent, makes an offer, and you agree to sell for $190,000. Well, you go through the process, the home inspection goes well, everything else goes well, and it comes time for the appraiser. The appraiser comes, does their job, leaves, and usually 2 to 5, 7 business days later, the bank will get the appraisal back. And unfortunately, let's say for this example, your appraisal comes in at 170. So you're talking $20,000 below your contractual price, $30,000 below your original listing price. Now, this is all very specific, and this is not advice for one particular situation, but different ways that you can try to handle this is there is a way with some banks, some lenders, that you can contest an appraisal as the seller. You can say, hey, I have this comparable sale. There's this comparable sale over here. The appraiser did not have in the list of comparable sales, and I want it to be considered. Now, the buyer has to agree for the appraiser to consider the contesting of the appraisal because really they are working for the buyer's bank. Let's say the seller finds a comparable sale. The buyer does agree for the contesting of the appraisal, and it's sent back to the bank and the appraiser, and they go through their work, and it raises the value from $170,000 to $185,000. Usually, you only get one chance to contest. You try again, it doesn't happen, and the appraiser stands firm at $185,000. You as a seller now have a decision to make. You can go back and forth and negotiate with the buyer, try to work out that the buyer will pay the additional $5,000 to get from $185,000 to $190,000, which your contract calls for, or you might have to try and meet in the middle or go with the $185,000 if the buyer is not willing and or able to cover that difference basically out of pocket. If you cannot come to an agreement to cover that difference, you as a seller have to think, well, do I want to take the $185,000 or is it time to move on to try and find another buyer? These are not easy situations, and this is obviously a made-up scenario that takes a lot of expertise, knowledge, familiarness with this system and this process, and that's why it really pays to have a real estate agent on your side. Have a comparative market analysis that already tells you what the market says the property is worth, and you have that much more resource and data to try and contest a bad appraisal and see where it lands. There's no guarantee in this. The appraisers have a very important job to do, and they have a lot of power in a real estate transaction, and having a real estate professional that deals with these matters more often than the normal person will hopefully bode well for you and help you come out better ahead if you get a low appraisal. So my name is Garrett Cole. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel, and until next time. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. This content is not legal advice nor specific real estate advice for your situation, and therefore it should not be considered as such. For tailored real estate advice, consult with one of our agents at Lakewood Real Estate Service to work with you directly. Lakewood Real Estate Service is a real estate brokerage located in Summersville, West Virginia, serving West Virginia. Garrett Cole, broker.